Hi, everyone. There seem to be indications that Blake Lively and her team are not planning on her acting again, at least anytime soon. And let's talk about it. So, there's the fact that this Instagram post is still up on the Instagram account for her old brand. And this post and the blog that it's about faced major backlash because it was celebrating the antebellum, the period where we had slavery, and it was celebrating Southern belles who were presumably slave owners during that period of time. So this whole situation got major backlash, and this Instagram post is still up to this day. And just to be clear, that kind of thing is like napalm to someone's career. And people have gotten in trouble for so much less when they're trying to get roles. And I don't think that they would be having that up right now after getting called out on it if they were really planning on her getting acting roles. That's just going to create so many problems for a production that would be taking her on and negative publicity. But I wanted to talk more about the implications of what's been going on for Blake's acting career as someone who is an actor. I'm not saying I know everything about Hollywood, but I do want to talk about some of what's going on and kind of refute some of these arguments that I'm seeing that Blake might be fine, because that is completely the opposite of what I gather. So let's get into it. First of all, Blake brought what appears to be almost entirely a false complaint against the director of a movie that she was in. Now, there have been lawsuits about this. The studio has lost millions of dollars fighting these lawsuits. They've dealt with massive negative publicity around this movie. It was also a successful movie commercially, but there was a lot of negative publicity about this whole situation because of Blake's behavior. So there's that. There's the fact that this director's life has been so much impacted by these false accusations that were brought. And I think a lot of people know now that a lot of what was said was false about him, but it's still been, I mean, that's a terrible thing to deal with. And there may be people who still believe Blake, and the cost of taking Blake on, and just to be clear, there is a massive risk to taking someone like Blake on as an actress who brings not only false accusations of something very serious, but lawsuits based apparently on false information, as we've discussed in my videos. Massively expensive for the studio. And then there's the negative backlash. And then there's the fact that she can't even seem to manage anything correctly when it comes to her own PR or have the right team around her, that just continues to sabotage her because they're pursuing these ridiculous subpoenas that are also, in my opinion, bringing more negative attention towards the movie. I mean, this actress, yeah, they can hire her, and they could very well end up spending tens of millions of dollars to then try to defend their reputation legally, defend against false accusations, deal with the fallout, sunk costs, deal with costs that are sunk because of opportunities that she's potentially sabotaged for them. Like, she's such a massive risk here. And I just don't see many projects wanting to take her on, if any. So I think her team knows that. And that's why they're sticking to their original plan with this Instagram post that is still up to this day about the antebellum, talking about this celebration of the antebellum post that she had. So what do you guys think?